Yeah, really disappointing. Huge step back for us. What we'd done over the 3 weeks prior to that. So I've spoken out in my press conference after the match that physically we weren't in the game, and that's the most disappointing part. At least over the couple of losses that we had since I've been in charge, we've been in the contest. For a chunk of the game, and I didn't think we were anywhere close to it after 5 minutes. So, yeah, really disappointing, mate. Disappointing.
Well, it's set up with that fantastic little move from Fusatua on the edge there, then Herbert inexplicably putting the ball down. That was about 5 minutes in. Did you get that feeling of dread from there, Todd?
Yeah. I've also said in a couple of press conferences that that's where we're at as a team, and we just need to be more resilient mentally when things don't go well for us. And from that moment, it was downhill. So I thought, through the middle, we weren't strong enough. They rolled through us. They had their back three were really strong for them. That set their sets on the front foot, and we were chasing our tail for the rest of the set. And defensively, well off.
So how do you coach resilience? How do you coach an attitude where teams don't fall away when the going gets tough? I suppose if I knew the answer to that, I'd be coaching NRL, wouldn't I, Todd?
Yeah, well, a large part of it comes down to experience, no doubt. The more experienced players and the battle-hardened players you've got in your squad, the better off you are. It's a learning experience, for a lot of our young guys. We've got a fair bit of inexperience within the squad. But that's no excuse. It's, from what we've built in that month prior, I thought we were heading in the right direction. So from that point of view, we have an opportunity against a really, really strong physical team this week to go out and attack it.
On balance, there are some experienced players in that side. It's not like a whole lot of rookies that came in the last shout. You've got a number of guys who've been around for quite some time. You'd think that some of their experience would, I suppose, leak off onto some of these younger guys. It's kind of hard to agree with that balance, I suppose.
Yeah, I agree with you. We've got enough experience in the squad to compete every week. There's no doubt about that. Those younger guys I'm talking about, Paddy Herbert, Jermaine Tanul-Brown, Carl Lawton. This week we've got Chanel in there. So for those guys, it's, I'm expecting the leaders to pull us together, but a lot of the time it's always those guys talking and trying to get the best out of each other. So, across the board, we have to step up to the plate and get our job done.
You've made a few changes. A couple of these are injury-based. Wade Egan's hip's gone south, and Ignatius Passey's shoulder. They're not going to be there. You've also made some other changes based, I'm presuming, on the performance of last week. Tell us about the decisions around Adam Blair and Patrick Herbert.
Yep. Well, Patrick failed his HIA, so it was a 6-day turnaround. We've just erred on the side of caution there. He has to have everything go right for him through the week, and I just think with his inexperience, we thought the best thing for him was to get himself right. He wouldn't have been able to train with the team up until the captain's run, so I wanted everyone to be clear on who's playing and their mental approach to the game. So that gives Adam Pompey an opportunity. He's got a bit of class, Adam. He's still a young guy. He's still learning, so big challenge for him. Adam Blair, he wasn't great. He missed a lot of tackles. He didn't work hard enough to get on side a lot of the time, and that's just not acceptable. Given his experience, we keep him in the side. Anyone else, I reckon that they probably would have missed out completely. So I think that sends a message to the rest of the team. We've got Wade, whose hips, he's had a cortisone injection, and again, we could have done our prep without him, and possibly he got through the captain's run. But like I said, I just think it's, where we are and who we're playing. We just need to have the right mindset and the best prep possible to before kickoff.
What's the simple way to take on a team like the Roosters, if there is such an idea as a simple idea? I suppose it has to be, doesn't it, with the lineup that you've got? What are you trying to not physically beat into, but beat into these guys upstairs before this game on Saturday?
Yeah, we have to stand up to them. There's no doubt about that. If you'd watched, the Canberra game last week, they were down on troops, key personnel, and they just moved fast and stood up to them physically for the whole game. And now they upset their rhythm with the way they defended on an edge, and they got the result. And they, like I said, they're a very big and physical team, and we just need to move fast, bend our back and use our shoulders and keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it.
Are you dialing in much at all on the emotional side of things, knowing that Fusitu'a and Mamalo are going to be on the plane? This is their last game as a Warrior in 2020?
Oh, I've had a couple of discussions with both of them around, given two good performances last week and this week. I don't think either of them played particularly well last week, so we're looking for them to bounce back. I've tried to take out the emotion for the rest of the group around the difficulties that we face being over here. I guess I've tried to lean on using family as a motivation, and that has worked for the most part, but it wasn't enough to get us over or to turn up with the right mentality last week. So to answer your question, that's a yes and a no. So,
Todd Payten joins us. He's the coach of the Warriors ahead of their game up against the Roosters. News around you'll be familiar with that the Toronto Wolfpack have disbanded, and there's the chance for some of these players may be available. How much do you know about the likelihood of securing someone like a Sonny Bill Williams for a start? That is the big name, but there are other players around there too.
Yeah, the two that we've discussed are Sonny and Ricky Latelli. There's a few things that's going to work against that. There's obviously cost and time. So if we got the deal done within the week, they would have to get on a flight. They would be in quarantine for 2 weeks, and they would have to have at least 2 weeks of training under the belt to know that they can cover a game of NRL. And by that time, we've probably only got 4 or 5 rounds left. So we just have to weigh up quickly whether it's worthwhile going down that avenue, let alone they being open to it.
Yeah, well, that's it. And I suppose with only 4 weeks to go, there's a chance you might not even be in playoff contention. I suppose that thought has to jump around in your head, doesn't it, Todd?
Yeah, and long-term decision around, is it better for us to get some time into our younger guys, which I'm probably leaning towards that way anyway, So we still have a few outside backs we can lean on, but given we should get some couple injuries, we're going to be very light on. So we're probably going to need players before they're able to play for us.
And the coach merry-go-round, are you off to the North Queensland Cowboys, back to the promised land, Todd?
Yeah, I was going to the Dogs 2 weeks ago. Cowboys next week. Look, I can understand why my name's been associated with that club. I've had 4 years there. It's a great town, it's a great club, but my focus is on this place at the moment. And if I take my focus away from it, I don't do our prep any justice. So that's where my thoughts are at the moment.
And just finally, in closing, and as always, Todd, thanks very much for your time on this. How do you feel you're shaping up for the possibility of actually taking over the head coach's role for the Warriors next year? Any further down the track with that?
No, I'm not. I think they're still interviewing people, as far as I know. Like I said, I've had my hands full with what we're doing from day to day here. There's a lot of stuff that's going on outside the coaching realm, which has been a challenge, but I'm really enjoying it. I think this club, like I've said a couple of times, has got the right foundation and good bones, and with the right decisions, it can go where it wants to go.